سعد الدين الحريري رئيسا لمجلس الوزراء.
Good afternoon. You're watching the English newscast here on Future Television. I'm Linda Tamima. These are today's headlines. President Michel Aoun takes off to Saudi Arabia for a two-day official visit, his first tour outside Lebanon since his election. A winter storm is pummeling Lebanon, bringing widespread snowfall, rain and inclement weather. And Syrian President Bashar al-Assad says his government is ready to negotiate on everything during upcoming talks in Astana, Kazakhstan. President Michel Aoun has taken off to Saudi Arabia for a two-day official visit, his first tour outside Lebanon since his election in October. Aoun is accompanied by a high-ranking delegation that includes ministers of foreign affairs, education, finance, defense, state minister for presidential affairs, information and economy. A statement issued by Aoun's press office says his Riyadh trip was at the invitation of King Salman, with whom he will hold a closed-door meeting. Aoun's tour will also take him to Doha on Wednesday at the invitation of the Emir of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani. Sources say discussion will tackle the case of the 9 abducted Lebanese soldiers held captive since Daesh briefly overran the northeast border town of Arsal in August of 2014. A winter storm is pummeling Lebanon, bringing widespread snowfall, rain and inclement weather. The country is expected to witness showers, thunder, lightning and strong winds throughout the day, and snowfall is expected to reach altitudes as low as 700 meters above sea level, along with a significant drop in temperatures. The meteorological department at Beirut's airport also warned of ice formation on mountain and inland roads overnight. Public and private schools were closed in East Lebanon. Meanwhile, in the north, the Psheri and Cedars roads were only open to chain vehicles due to snowfall. Tuesday is expected to be partly cloudy with strong wind and sporadic showers. British Ambassador to Lebanon, Hugo Shorter, hailed the resumption of the cabinet's work, stressing the UK looks forward to the timely holding of the parliamentary elections. His comments came after a meeting with Prime Minister Saad Hariri. Let's hear him.
So I had a very good meeting with the Prime Minister Hariri a moment ago, in which we discussed the latest local and regional developments. This was my first meeting with the Prime Minister since he officially assumed office in December. I congratulated him on the swift formation of the government, on the ministerial statement and the Parliament's vote of confidence. I also relayed my government's good wishes for the new year. I welcomed the fact that the Cabinet has already started work, taking key economic and other decisions already last week. There is, of course, still much to do, and the United Kingdom looks forward to continuing our work with Lebanon and with Prime Minister Hariri to address the challenges facing the country and to make progress on vital security, economic and development goals. We also look forward to the timely holding of parliamentary elections under transparent, modernized procedures, strengthening Lebanon's democracy. The United Kingdom is proud of our shared partnership, and we look forward to continuing our support for a stable, prosperous and secure Lebanon.
Syrian President Bashar al-Assad says his government is ready to negotiate on everything during upcoming talks in Astana, Kazakhstan, brokered by Russia and Turkey. In an interview with French journalists published by state media, Assad said there were still questions surrounding the talks, including who will be there from the other side. Turkey suggested the Astana talks could be convened around the last week of this month. Coming up next, La La Land dances off with 7 Golden Globes in a ceremony marked by surprises. Stay tuned. A A truck bomb attack on a checkpoint in the city of El Arish in Egypt's northern Sinai has killed at least 8 policemen. Police officials said a suicide bomber rammed the truck packed with explosives into the checkpoint, and gunmen then opened fire on the security post. There was no immediate claim of responsibility for the attack. Widespread flooding in Thailand's south has killed 21 people, hit rubber production in the region, and shut down infrastructure as the military government increased aid to flood-affected areas. Officials say unseasonably heavy rain has hit 12 out of 67 provinces. More than 330,000 households were affected, according to officials. Moving on to the United States, SeaWorld in San Diego hosted its last killer whale performance, the culmination of its promise to phase out the decades-old show after criticism of its treatment of the captive marine mammals. SeaWorld Entertainment President and CEO Joel Manbai said in 2015 that the company will replace its signature theatrical killer whale show at the San Diego park with a new presentation focusing on conservation and orcas' natural behavior. SeaWorld last year also announced it will stop breeding killer whales in captivity several months after the California Coastal Commission voted to bar the company from continuing to breed the marine mammals in the state. Kate, the Duchess of Cambridge, is celebrating her 35th birthday today. She will reportedly have a private celebration with her husband and children at their country retreats. More details in this report.
January 9th marks the Duchess of Cambridge's birthday, and this year she's turning 35. Catherine, more commonly known as Kate, has had a busy 12 months alongside her husband Prince William and their children George and Charlotte. April was a particularly packed month for the royal. The Duchess hosted a dinner at Kensington Palace for US President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle. The outgoing president solidified their friendship by holding an umbrella for Kate during a downfall. Also in April, the royal couple took a tour of Bhutan, hiking in the mountains and trying their hand at archery, an activity which prompted a lot of laughter. The same South Asian tour saw Kate sit side by side with her husband at the Taj Mahal, in the same spot his mother, the late Princess Diana, was famously photographed alone. An official visit to Canada in September saw 3-year-old Prince George steal the show when he ignored Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's offer of a high five. And in October, Kate performed her first solo royal engagement abroad, travelling to the Netherlands and visiting a museum in The Hague, as well as meeting the Dutch King Willem-Alexander. Kate has yet to travel abroad this year, but was seen attending a church service at Sandringham alongside other members of the royal family on Sunday.
La La Land danced off with 7 Golden Globes in a ceremony marked by surprises and a stinging indictment by Meryl Streep of U.S. President-elect Donald Trump. Several of the evening's winners also used their acceptance speech to deride the president-elect. The Golden Globes, organized by the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, were handed out in Beverly Hills, honoring the best of film and television. Meryl Streep, who received a Lifetime Achievement Award, said she had been heartbroken by Trump's imitation of a disabled reporter during his campaign.
It sank its hooks in my heart, not because it was good. There was nothing good about it, but it was effective and it did its job. It made its intended audience laugh and show their teeth. It was that moment when the person asking to sit in the most respected seat in our country imitated a disabled reporter, someone he outranked in privilege, power, and the capacity to fight back. It kind of broke my heart when I saw it, and I still can't get it out of my head because it wasn't in a movie, it was real life. And this instinct to humiliate, when it's modeled by someone in the public platform, by someone powerful, it filters down into everybody's life because it kind of gives permission for other people to do the same thing. Disrespect invites disrespect. Violence incites violence. When the powerful use their position to bully others, we all lose. Okay, go up with that thing. Okay, this brings me to the press. We need the principled press to hold power to account, to call them on the carpet for every outrage.
Reports say up to 16 people have been arrested across France in connection with the robbery at gunpoint of reality TV star Kim Kardashian in Paris in October. The 36-year-old was robbed at gunpoint of some 9 million euros worth of jewelry by masked men who tied her up in her Paris apartment early on October 3rd. Saskia O'Donoghue reports.
Up to 16 people have been arrested in France in connection with the robbery of reality TV star Kim Kardashian at a Paris apartment last October. According to reports, several others are being held at police headquarters for questioning. At the time of the robbery on October 3rd, French police said 36-year-old Kardashian was tied up and robbed of around $9.5 million worth of jewelry. Reports by Europe 1, RTL Radio and BFM TV say that the arrests were made thanks in part to DNA traces left behind. One of those arrested was picked up in Grasse, close to Cannes in the southeast of France. The Paris prosecutor could not immediately be reached for comment. Kardashian, who is married to rapper Kanye West, was said to be shaken by the attack and spent several months out of the public eye.
This marks the end of our bulletin for today. Now for a recap of our top stories. President Michel Aoun takes off to Saudi Arabia for a two-day official visit, his first tour outside Lebanon since his election. The winter storm is pummeling Lebanon, bringing widespread snowfall, rain and inclement weather. And Syrian President Bashar al-Assad says his government is ready to negotiate on everything during upcoming talks in Astana, Kazakhstan. Those are your top stories for today. I'm Linda Tamimna. Thank you all for watching.
سعد الدين الحريري رئيسا لمجلس الوزراء.